All right, let's talk about annuities. And I get it, that word alone can make a lot of us feel a little nervous or, at the very least, pretty confused. It really seems like everybody has a strong opinion on them, but you know what? Very few people actually see the whole picture. So today, we're going to change that. We're going to get to the bottom of it together. Okay, so let's just dive right into the big question. Why is it that some people will tell you an annuity is the greatest thing since sliced bread, that it saved their parents' retirement, while the very next person you talk to will warn you to run for the hills? So are they good? Are they bad? Well, the answer, as we're about to find out, is that they're mostly just misunderstood. You know, there's this old story that just perfectly explains all this confusion. It's about a group of blind men who come across an elephant for the very first time. Now, each one of them touches a different part of the animal, and because of that, they all come to a completely different conclusion about what this creature is. They're all right about the little piece they're experiencing, but none of them can see the whole animal. And this is where it gets crazy, because this slide mirrors the annuity debate perfectly. One man grabs the trunk and shouts, "It's a snake!" Another one feels the massive leg and says, "No way, it's a tree trunk." And the guy holding the tail, he's absolutely convinced it's some kind of fly swatter. This is exactly what happens with annuities. People have one specific experience with one specific type and then assume all annuities are just like that one. So let's peel back all those confusing layers and get right down to the simple truth. Before we start breaking down all the different types, we've got to understand what an annuity is at its most basic, simple level. At its heart, an annuity is just a way to turn a lump sum of your money into a reliable paycheck. That's it. It's a stream of payments that can last for a certain amount of time or, and this is the important part, for the rest of your life. Just think of it like you're creating your very own personal pension plan. But there's another really powerful benefit that you get. Inside an annuity, your money can do something called triple compounding. Okay, so first, your principal, your initial money, grows. Second, the interest you earn starts earning its own interest. And third, and this is the real kicker, you aren't paying taxes on that growth every single year. That means the money you would have sent to the IRS gets to stay in your account and keep growing for you. Here's a great way to think about that tax deferral. Imagine your money inside an annuity is just chilling in a warm, protected hot tub. It's growing, it's comfortable. It's only when you decide to step out of the hot tub, when you finally take the money out, that you feel that cold air of taxes hitting you. So, if the core idea is that simple and that powerful, why on earth do people either love them or hate them? There's rarely any middle ground. Let's tackle that divide head on, because that's where the real story is. This is such a great way to look at it. I mean, think about it. Just because you had a bad relationship, you don't swear off dating forever, right? You just learn that not everyone is the same. Well, it's the exact same logic with annuities. A bad experience with one type doesn't mean they're all bad. The key is just understanding the differences. So, it's time. Let's finally see the whole elephant. We're going to break down the four main types, or you could call them flavors, of annuities, so you can see for yourself just how different they really are. First up is the most straightforward of them all, the immediate annuity. This is that classic personal pension we were just talking about. It's really the closest thing you're going to find to Social Security or one of those old school company pensions. So the trade-off here is super simple. The incredible benefit, the good part, is that you get a paycheck you cannot outlive. It's basically insurance against living too long. The downside, well, you hand over a lump sum to an insurance company and you give up control of that principal. Now, here's a really powerful way to think about it. We all know what life insurance is, right? It protects your family if you die too early. An immediate annuity does the exact opposite. It protects you if you live too long, making sure you don't run out of money in your old age. Next up, we've got the fixed annuity. If the immediate annuity is all about income, the fixed annuity is all about safe, predictable savings. This is probably the simplest, most secure tool in the whole annuity toolbox. The key thing to know here is that it's not tied to the stock market at all. Your principal cannot go down. You earn a set interest rate, kind of like a certificate of deposit or a CD at a bank. It's incredibly safe, but that safety comes with a trade-off. You're going to get lower returns than you might get in the market. Okay, and now we get to the one that causes most of the controversy, the variable annuity. The name really says it all. Its value is variable because it's directly invested in the stock market through things called sub-accounts, which are basically just like mutual funds. This right here, this is the elephant's trunk that some people grab and think is a snake. The upside is pretty clear. You have the potential for much higher market-based growth. But the downside is huge. You can absolutely lose money, and they often come loaded with very, very high fees. And those fees are no joke. I mean, when you add up all the little costs, the fund management fees, the insurance charges, the optional add-ons, the total annual cost for a lot of variable annuities can be anywhere from 3 to 6% every single year. That can seriously eat into your returns, and it's a huge reason they get such a bad reputation. And finally, we have the hybrid option, the fixed indexed annuity. This one tries to give you the best of both worlds. It's linked to a market index, like the S&P 500, for growth potential. But it's also fixed, which means your principal is protected from losses. So here's the appeal. When the market index goes up, you get credited with some of that growth in the form of interest. But if the market goes down, you don't lose a penny. It's that downside protection that people really love. The main catch is that your money is typically locked up for a certain number of years, which is known as a surrender period. Okay, so we've seen the whole elephant. We've looked at the trunk, the leg, the tail, and the body. So now, let's talk about what really matters. This is not about falling in love with a product. It's about finding the right tool for your specific retirement goals. And this is the most important takeaway from this entire explainer. Annuities are just tools. That's it. Tools designed to solve very specific financial problems. They are not, and they never should be, thought of as a one-size-fits-all solution for everyone. Ultimately, good retirement planning really just boils down to answering these 3 huge questions. Do I have enough money? Will my money last as long as I do? And if something happens to me, will my spouse be okay? The right annuity, if one is even needed at all, is just a tool that can help you answer yes to these questions with a lot more confidence. So now that you can see the whole elephant, the question shifts, doesn't it? It goes from, are annuities good or bad, to a much more personal one. Is there a specific part of my retirement plan where one of these tools might actually fit? And one final crucial point. Always remember that any and all annuity guarantees are backed by the financial strength of the insurance company that issues it, not by the FDIC.